What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Promethean Tides. I'm General, and as always, I'm joined by Breaker. What is going on, Breaker?
Come on, man. Recently, the great state of Kentucky was flooded, not unlike my Depends after a night of Chardonnay. I just want to extend my condolences to the families of the great state of Montana. I mean Kentucky, America. You know the thing.
The state, the state.
Uh, Kentucky did flood a lot a few weeks ago, so that was actually in the news.
Yeah, yes it was. It flooded a bit, I suppose. Anyway, welcome, everyone. I hope that you're all doing very well. We had a couple interesting things happen in the news this week, and we will get into those. We might also watch a funny YouTube video and chortle at it together. Because that's a thing that we can do when I have the technology to screen share. How fucking cool is it to live in the future like this?
We've joined the ranks of such like great YouTube legends like comics artist Pro Secrets, who literally just films his iPad with a Sony Handycam, and you could see his pointer poking the iPad and moving the screen.
Holy shit, dude! That's super advanced tech. I should be getting on that game.
Well, it's kind of his thing, so if you did as I had, comics artist Pro Secrets here, yeah, I see you're copying my style. I'm gonna have to copyright strike that video.
What I want to do is I want to use an iPad to film my screen, and then use my phone to film the iPad, so that it's like 3 layers deep of and you could go deeper, I suppose.
I mean, I think the deepest you could possibly go was if you were using your phone to film your iPad while using the iPad to film your computer while you were doing a cooking video off to the side, in the vein of like those weird YouTube chefs that make those bizarre recipes everyone likes to know about.
No, it's simple, okay? What you do is you use your iPad to film your screen, and then use your phone to film the iPad, and then you get your webcam to film the phone, and then it's an infinite loop. Yes.
I wonder if you did that, I think you would actually collapse the internet into a self-referential fractal black hole from which no information could escape, not unlike a certain video we might be watching later.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, anyway, I chose this particular image just to be kind of the background, like chill image, just because I just it's the president just being really nice and wholesome with some people. Yeah, I just thought it was a nice picture. So there's that.
Clearly.
Yeah, so let's get into I guess the first news story, and this is the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been swatted for the second time this week.
You know what? I don't know. I'm thinking, like, how the fuck does this happen, to be perfectly honest with you? Because this is like a sitting congresswoman. If anyone was on, like, a special list of, like, okay, don't send the SWAT team that you send to, like, the meth lab's house to a fucking congresswoman's address.
Yeah, I
You think that would be a thing that they'd already planned in advance? Like, aren't there, like, Secret Service or some type of elite government police that can just be like, scan the area before the actual SWAT team even comes and be like, hey, we work for the same people. We looked. There's nothing here. It was a troll. Fuck off.
Well, in theory, they're doing their jobs because what were to happen if there was, like some sort of shooter or bomb threat or something, who was actually at her home. Well, then the police definitely need to respond to that. So they can't just not respond to a I guess a credible call in. I guess they sort of have to.
The thing that you're neglecting to mention, if there was such a massive criminal activity at the home of a congresswoman, I think there's like a veritable legion of people surrounding that address at all times in unmarked vehicles and plain clothes that are going to light whoever that is up with a vengeance before the actual quote-unquote police take their 30 minutes to assemble and actually get there. That person's going to be with long before that ever gets to that point.
I mean, who knows, right? But anyway, the point is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has introduced this bill, and I mean it's especially with Democrats currently holding the House. I doubt it's going to go anywhere. But the bill basically says that you shouldn't be able to perform a double mastectomy on a 15-year-old girl, right? Just okay. I mean, maybe that's evil and horrendous. Maybe performing double mastectomies on 15-year-old girls is it's a goddamn constitutional right, and how dare Marjorie Taylor Greene take away that American constitutional right? Maybe it's a really bad bill, but the thing is that this is probably not the best strategy to try to like get your policy positions into place. Like what you're doing by swatting a congresswoman, right? And I would say this whether you're left or right, when you swat a congressman or woman, you're making yourself look like the crazy one. You're engaging in terrorism and potentially what do you call it? Murder. Attempted murder. You're engaging in attempted murder. This is terrorism. This is not the way that I think one plays the game of politics, unless you are straight up in a banana republic, which, I mean, I guess maybe we are at this point. Maybe this is all fair game. But in general, I think that it's kind of a shitty thing to do to swat someone, and I can't believe this has happened twice in 1 week. Yeah. So this,
Yeah. So apparently, sitting Congress people now are in the same camp as Jeremy from The Quartering and the mighty Tim Pool. I guess this is just a fucking thing that happens now. I'm surprised Sargon and the Lotus Eater's office hasn't been raided by the frickin' bobbies with their billy clubs. Like, oh, you got a license for that webcam, mate.
Yeah, I was gonna say the SWAT team in Britain would look a lot different. Here in America, they come up with like M16s and riot shields. I assume in Britain it's just a lot of people with billy clubs. Yeah, like but they don't have guns.
Unless you're in the diverse neighborhood, then you have much more diverse police who are also armed with military equipment.
Yeah.
For reasons that are better left unspeculated upon.
Oh yeah, I remember that, dude. That was from a few years ago. I heard about that. I don't know if it's still around, but the fucking Sharia police that were patrolling around British neighborhoods. What a brilliant.
Yeah, they're still a thing, and who else is still a thing is like the frickin' English police that are just like dudes. They just got like SWAT team style dudes with MP5s and shit, just standing guard at street corners. Just like that's just a dude. He's just there. Don't you mind him, love. He's just doing his job.
Britain's a weird place. It's kind of a silly country.
But anyway, back to the great land of America. It's like, well, at least our money is worth more than the euro now. It's like we could finally change the name of football to fucking soccer, like it should be. God damn it, because of America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that yeah, she got swatted for a second time. It sucks. I know that uh when she was on the Tim Pool podcast,
Oh, wait a minute, she was on Tim Pool. That explains everything. It's the same fucking squad.
when
It's the same.
when she was on the Tim Pool podcast that night, the night that she was on there, they also got swatted. So
Oh God.
as far as I know, she's actually been through 3 swattings at this point. I'll tell you what. There are some people out there that do not like this woman. Me personally, I don't mind her. You know, she was endorsed by Trump. She's a big Trump supporter herself. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't seem that bad. And you know what? Personally speaking, maybe I'm not myself entirely in favor of double mastectomies on 15-year-old girls, or let's say like castration of 15-year-old boys. Like maybe I'm not like super duper in favor of those things, because I think it's fucking weird, and it's like it's not the sort of thing that a prosperous civilization ought to be doing with its youth, right? Like that's a sign of decay and degeneracy, in my opinion. But yeah, so I guess that was a thing that happened.
Yeah, far be it from us to say it's like, okay, you're at a point where you can't even legally drive a car or join the military, but you know, you could like have surgeries that chop off parts of your body, I guess. I guess you have the personal responsibility accountability agency to make that level of decision, I suppose.
Dude, I swear to God, when I was how old would I have been? I was like 8 or something. I wanted more than anything to be a cat, right? I really liked cats, and I was like, yo, I want to be a cat. And I was kind of upset that like I couldn't just be a cat. Now imagine that I instead of growing up back then, I had been growing up now. Like, I guess that maybe my parents would have affirmed me, you know, given me like a little tail to wear to school. Maybe I could like go into some sort of like a body modification tattoo parlor and get my like my canines like extended and chiseled so that they looked more like cat fangs. Like, I have no idea, but I just I think my point is that I think that these people are far too young to be making these permanent life-changing decisions that they will have to live with for the next like 60 years or more. Maybe you shouldn't, you know, be allowed to make that decision when you're that young, because you have at least like 60 years ahead of you, and that's a long time to live with a bullshit decision that you made when you were still functionally retarded, because you know you're 15 and all 15-year-olds are functionally retarded. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a fucking like bitchin' furry. It's like the full body modification and shit. I mean, like, goddamn. I mean, like, fuck fursuiting. I mean, like, I identify as a cat. Make me look like one. It's like, oh sure. It's like, come on, little Billy, you're going to get the surgery now. You're going to look like that cat man from Ripley's Believe It or Not, with like the cat face and the surgical implants and the teeth and everything. You're going to be just like the cat on TV.
The Lamborghini of fursuits, when you just you put it into your own body. Yeah, okay, great. Cool. Well, that happened. I guess. I think it's not a good sign of how things are going in our nation, but that's what it is. All right, cool.
You know what else is a very bad sign? It's like all this fucking swatting shit with whether it's Tim Pool or Jeremy from the Quartering or whoever else, even like fucking Ethan Ralph, the Guntmeister Supreme, all of these fucking people just apparently, and we do not condone this by any stretch of the imagination, but apparently now it's anyone could potentially call on any fucking body for any reason, assuming that they know your address and legal name, and just like get you potentially fucking killed by a crack team of fully armed police officers with fully automatic weapons that show up and you don't know they're coming and they don't know who you are. And they just got a call that's like you're murdering somebody or something. Or you're doing something extremely illegal and highly dangerous to yourself and or the public at large. And that's what they're going into that with.
I mean, maybe this is just part of the natural evolution of politics in America. It's kind of like how, from here on out, it's possible that just every president will be impeached, just as a matter of course. It's almost like a ritual. It'll become like a ritual. Like every president has to go through their impeachment, kind of like a hazing process almost. And maybe this is just an evolution of American politics, right? Like, swatting is it's a thing that you do to a politician that you don't like, in order to express yourself. Maybe that's just the direction that the nation is going. Who are we to say whether this is good or bad, right? Maybe this, it's natural. It's the evolution of American politics, right? It's out of our hands.
Not unlike the evolution of dance. Fuck. I don't even know if I have the strength to make any more jokes about this shit, because this is just like... well, I guess... I don't know. What's YouTube's policy on elections? I know you were talking... I don't know what's safe and what's not safe. I'll just say it's like, I hope you enjoy bananas.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, anyway, so there was some fun politics. We also have some more fun politics. So, Biden announced that he would come out and cancel up to $10,000 of student loan debt. And up to 20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. So that's nice, isn't it? Isn't that don't you think, Breaker? Isn't that just a real swell thing for Biden to do?
Well, I guess we've gotten to the point where we're technically funding underwater lesbian basket weaving now with our tax money. So. Yeah.
See, okay. I think that there's a few issues with this, right? So, number one, let's say that you worked really hard to not have to pay loans, right? Let's say that, I don't know, either you worked really hard in college, just fucking busting your ass working as like a barista or something, or let's say that your dad busted his ass in order to set up a college fund and pay for your college fund so that you wouldn't have to be in debt, right? And then the president turns around and he goes, hey, for all the people that took out loans and just kind of, borrowed the money to go to college, well, you get forgiven for that. Fuck yeah. But if you busted your ass to pay for it by yourself so that you weren't indebted to some entity such as the US government, then you get nothing. What the fuck's up with you? You should have been borrowing other people's money. What are you, retarded? I don't like that. I really don't like this aspect. Now, in addition to that, it does make sense from a strategic perspective, because who is the number one voting bloc for Democrats? Well, let's think about it. They're going to be college educated, Bingo. Most of the people that actually go to college, and also most of the people that graduate from college, are women. Bingo. College-educated women. The future Karens of society. That is who is getting a $10,000 drop-off into their bank accounts. So really great strategy on the Democrats. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they had already secured the votes of the college-educated women, but god damn it, they secured them even more. So good for them. Fuck everyone else in America, I suppose. Yeah, I also I don't understand the Pell Grant bit. Because the Pell Grant, it's not a loan. I got a Pell Grant. It's some money that the government gives you to attend college, which, I mean, why would they give you more money if the government already gave you some fucking free money? Why are you getting even more money now? I mean, that doesn't...
Specifically, people that qualify for Pell Grants, like some of the other demographics you were just mentioning, specifically those people have a very high statistical likelihood to also be very vehement Democratic voters. I wonder, I'll give you 3 guesses as to why that might be.
Huh.
I consider your own life circumstances, don't get too personal, but you already said that you qualified for Pell Grant, and like knowing where you came from, yeah, I think you can auto-complete that in your head.
I used to be a socialist. It's true.
I wonder why I used to be a socialist.
Mostly because I was young and retarded. Young, poor, and retarded. If you're young, poor, and retarded, there's about a 90% chance that you're a socialist.
Well, Democrats are the party, if nothing else, of the young and perpetually infantilized and retarded. So that would also make perfect sense.
Yeah. So there's that. We're gonna take basically the people who graduated college and have a college education, more or less, they're the bourgeoisie of our society, and we're gonna give them a metric fuck ton of money, because that totally is just the Marxist dream. Let's prop up the fucking middle class. Hell yeah. So it makes total sense, and this definitely won't have massive fucking effects on inflation. I mean, certainly not. I'm kidding. It will. This is going to have massive impacts on inflation because how do you pay for this many millions of Americans just getting a random $10,000 out of nowhere? Well, you're gonna have to print money to cover it. There's no other fucking way. I don't know how many Americans are currently have student loan debt, but it's a lot. It's many millions. So I don't know how you're gonna figure out the finances to pay $10,000 to many millions of Americans, and whatever. You know what? Fuck it. Who cares anymore? It's just the economy, right? Like, fuck it. Just trample all over it. Print infinite number of dollars. Who gives a fuck? It's just the economy. It's not like it's that important to, the functioning of our country. Screw it. Whatever. Who cares? Just, look, offer them free shit. They'll vote for you. That's all that matters. Just try to get reelected above all else. Don't try to make people's lives better. Don't try to improve the economy. Don't try to, make sure that people are employed, or, once they graduate college, that they're actually employable. Fuck that shit. No. We have super duper expensive daycare for those that are between the ages of 18 and 22. You just have to go there. Fuck it. Yeah. All right.
Wait a minute. Free adult daycare. That actually sounds pretty good.
I mean, yeah, so that's...
You mean I get to paint rainbows and play with crayons and learn about systemic oppression all at the same place for free?
Well, if you go to art school, yeah, I think that's basically what they do.
I don't even know if it's just art school anymore. I think it's like part of like stress relieving. They bring in like animals. It's like a petting zoo. Like you get a free stress kitty. You think I'm making this up, but there's some colleges that actually do like therapy because some students, they have like adult onset PTSD because someone once referred to them with the wrong pronouns, and like you and I both know just how much of an existential tragedy being referred to by the wrong pronoun can be. So you know what? I support free like therapeutic stress kitties and puppies for our college students. They suffered enough. Don't you think they've suffered enough? Why do you want to deny them, you fucking monster?
I was talking to when COVID happened, I was talking to a former professor of mine, and I mean this professor, he's like he was a good dude. Like he was my favorite professor. I learned a lot from him. But his classes were hard as balls. I mean, he certainly like he had like the most difficult classes at the university that I went to. The student, he was a very friendly, nice guy, but he did not fuck around when it came to making sure that when you passed his class, it fucking meant something. And I was talking to him when COVID came around. I was like, so the students, they're doing like online classes, I guess. He was like, yeah. I was like, well, how are you doing the tests? He was like, well, they're online tests. I go, whoa, well, can't the students just like have the textbook open in front of them then? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, hold on. So you're telling me that in order when I was like at the university, in order to pass your class,
you had a fucking proctor.
I had to read the textbook, remember the information, fucking put it into my brain, and then regurgitate it the day of the test. And I wasn't allowed to have any fucking notes or anything. It had to come straight out of just my brain. And now you have completely changed the way that you're doing tests so that you can basically just fucking copy the answer from the textbook. He's like, yeah, that's the way it works now. Great. This is good. I got fucking high quality education. Ah.
Yeah, there was I had a family member that went to college, and I don't know if you had this, but at the college that they went to, they had something called a proctor that was literally like a fucking like college narc that while you were taking a test, it was an actual person walking between the desks and looking at you very sternly, watching your hands, making sure you weren't trying to pull some type of Houdini crib note. Even to that level, there was an actual human observing you working so that you couldn't sneak a note.
I was one of those people. I actually was a proctor.
Well, there you go. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was the asshole that would walk around the class because I guess I was like a basically like a TA or whatever for a couple classes, but yeah. So anyway, I think this is bullshit. It makes no goddamn sense, but I mean, again, whatever. What does it matter? The economy's fucked anyway, so let's pour more gasoline on the fire. What's it gonna do at this point? What, we're gonna get more fire? Everything's burning. Fuck it. It's all gonna end up a charred pile of ash anyway. Who cares? Great. So there's that, right? Not the best news, but we do have some, depending on who you are, either some good news or some bad news. Fauci.
I think you mean the metaphysical embodiment, the living avatar of science itself. Don't forget his title.
That right, yeah. He is he's the aspect of science, the physical manifestation of the scientific method.
I am the science.
I can't. What the? Can you imagine the ego that you have to have in order to like stand up and not just like in front of like a couple of your buddies, and go, I am the science, right? Like, I would be nervous as hell to do that, because I would be like, Jesus Christ, did I just sound like a jackass? Like, why would I, like, even I was just hanging out with, like, 3 of my friends, I wouldn't go, dude, I am the science. I would be like, Jesus Christ, that sounds arrogant. But no, this man, he's willing to stand up in front of the entire American public during a congressional hearing and go, I'm the science. The fucking hubris on this.
You know
man.
what? I would do something like that with the expectation I would be laughed at. I would do it as like a comedy bit, expecting to be laughed out of the room just so everyone could laugh like a fucking comedian. I would do something like that, expecting to be ridiculed for it. But no, he does that, and he expects you to like, yeah, sounds legit.
He's a very serious man, you see.
But anyway.
Let me play this, and I think this might be his announcement. Let's check. Oh no, it's nothing. Yeah, so he's going to be resigning as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He spent 50 years, more than 50 years, in the government. And I guess that it's probably because he's scared that the Republicans are actually going to get into power after the midterms, and they're going to start having a little look-see into, I guess, what's been happening under the Fauci regime. And maybe he doesn't want to have to deal with that. So he's decided that he'll be resigning. And I guess he's looking at next steps for his career. I don't know what fucking next steps he wants to do. He's like 80 something. At this point, I think that he should just go somewhere. He's the highest paid government employee. He's going to get an incredibly handsome pension. He can just go to a beach, right? Go to some coastal tropical area. Just go to a beach, sip some fucking strawberry daiquiris, and just live out the rest of your life, bro. I think that as much science as he has contributed, I think that maybe we don't need any more of his brand of science. I think that we're all good. I think we've had our fill.
Well, not only is he going to do everything you just said and then some that we probably shouldn't talk about on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Not only is he going to do that, if at any future point, like some other political regime were to call him in to investigate like potential improprieties of some, I don't know what those might be. Him being the embodiment of science and all, like he's like truth incarnate, but you know, the best of us sometimes slip up, you see. If they ever call him in on that, he's just gonna come in, like, look begrudgingly, cross his arms and just plead the fifth. And like what's the Ted Cruz, I think is his name, that one like Republican politician that brought in Zuckerberg and all of them for congressional hearings. Like, it's going to be that, but just him pleading the fifth over and over and refusing to answer the questions. It's like angry, stern father figure Ted Cruz is just going to be like, you did this, you said this. It's like, I plead the fifth, I plead the fifth, I plead the fifth. It's just going to be singing and dancing and pleading the fifth for like a half hour on C-SPAN, and you're never going to hear about it again.
This is what I imagine happening, right? He'll get called into Congress, and you know, I mean, honestly, these congressional kangaroo courts are mostly bullshit. We see this with the January 6th hearing. So I mean, nothing's going to get done. But they'll call him into Congress, and they'll go. So it says here that you funded research into coronavirus, and then that was subsequently conducted at the Wuhan research facility. Is that true? And he goes, look, the science said that we should do that, and I stand by it, and that's it. That's going to be the whole thing. And I'll say the science told him to do it. It's like it's like one of those like Republicans from the Bush era. They're like, God spoke to me, and God said that we have to invade Iraq. The same thing. Science told him to do it. It wasn't him. The science told him to do it.
This is going to be like a Castlevania monologue or something. It's like, look, the science is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations, you know. In the course of the science, sometimes you got to do things that you might not necessarily be proud of. I mean, what even is the science at the end of the day? A miserable little pile of secrets.
Right. So yeah, I guess he's stepping down. I don't know who's gonna take his place. I have no idea. I assume that it'll be some appointee of the Democrats will appoint someone, and they'll probably be perhaps not as bad as Fauci, but I'm sure that they'll...
It'll probably be an underwater lesbian basket weaver with several other degrees in gender studies, because, you know, if science needs anything, it's a greater understanding of gender diversity and artfully woven baskets from material you found at Hot Topic.
Yeah, we do need more of that. That's true. Yeah. I'm certain. Here's the thing, right? As awesome as Dr. Fauci is, he is an old, I guess you could say white guy. He's Jewish, but whatever. He looks like a white guy. And the thing is that I think whoever replaces Anthony Fauci should be some sort of a trans person of color. It's their turn. And look,
probably with an eye patch and a wheelchair, not unlike the IRS agents. If you saw the training video, it's like they were literally training a motherfucker in a wheelchair in like body armor with a automatic weapon. As the IRS agents, like, who are you going to collect the taxes from? And the person they collect the taxes from is like a redneck in a wheelchair with eagles and American flags on the side, and on his wheelchair he has like a mounted minigun. So it's going to be an epic battle of wheelchairs. Like, reality is literally a fucking episode of South Park now. It's not even a joke anymore. South Park is just scratching their heads like, all we have to do is watch the news. We don't even have to brainstorm and get creative. Just like watch the news and like put a South Park veneer on it. That's all our job is now.
See, you know what? Maybe that's the best way to do it, right? Like, what you do is whoever you're trying to collect the taxes from, if they have a disability, you send in an agent with a similar disability so that you can like even the playing field, right?
Because empathy is important. You know?
Exactly. If they have a wheelchair, you need to send someone in that is also in a wheelchair. If they're blind, you need to send someone else who is blind, so that you can have like a blind person shoot out. I hope that there aren't too many casualties from that.
You need like a blind sex worker with a hair lip and a muffin top.
Right.
With a degree in gender studies, so they could use the proper pronouns while doing the audit.
These are important things. That this is America's strategy of staying ahead of China, right? China, they're like, oh, we're gonna bolster our military. We're gonna start bombing things. It's like, no. America is racing ahead of China because we know way more pronouns than they do. I mean, do they even have a third pronoun for their intersex, non-binary individuals? I'm not even sure that they have that in the Chinese language. The
entire country of China has like one word that they use to describe everything that you were just talking about, and it roughly translates to stupid white people shit.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Fauci will be resigning. We will dearly miss him. His ability to lead us through not just the COVID epidemic, but also the AIDS epidemic was just he was the
Well,
correct.
I'm thankful for that because he personally went out with a pair of scissors and chopped the wings off the airborne AIDS, and I'm forever thankful because if he didn't do that, I mean, I couldn't have my massively gay orgies.
That's true. That's true. The lot of people don't realize that Fauci he did some very intensive research into bathhouses, and he prevented AIDS from becoming airborne. That's just a lion of a man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and in the gay community, his bathhouse research is the thing of legends for obviously because it was so scientific and beneficial to the LGBTQ plus community. It certainly wouldn't be for any other reason.
You can say a lot of things about Dr. Fauci, but he's always been concerned about the droplets.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving ever so swiftly onwards, we also have Trump has announced that he will be suing the U.S. government over the.
I'm going to sue you. You're all going to be fired. This is an outrage. You raided Mar-a-Lago. How dare you? No one's ever raided Mar-a-Lago before. It's a nice place. It's a wonderful place. You tracked dirt all over my $1 million Persian rug. It's a disgrace. It's very shameful. You brought people in. They had dirt on their boots. They didn't even wipe on the welcome mat. I had a perfectly good $10,000 welcome mat that I got from Canada when I went to meet Justin Trudeau. Wonderful person. He's a communist, though. I can't stand him, but he's a terrific leader.
That's that sounded so much like his endorsement of the Democrats. Terrific guy. I handily beat him. He's really smart. The fact that I beat him just shows how incredible I am. Because of how great this guy is. You should really vote for him. Yeah. So. Trump is going to be suing the U.S. government, I suppose.
Yeah, that will end just as well as the frickin' Scientologists' repeated lawsuits of. Well, technically, the Scientology actually won against the IRS. They're one of the few people in American history where the IRS got to the point where just like, okay, fuck it, just keep the money.
So, this is the statement from Trump. He said, "We have just filed a motion in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, strongly asserting my rights, including under the Fourth Amendment of our Constitution, regarding the unnecessary, unwarranted, and un-American break-in by dozens of FBI agents and others of my home, Mar-a-Lago, in Palm Beach, Florida. They demand that the security cameras be turned off, a request we rightfully denied. They prevented my attorneys from observing what was being taken in the raid, saying absolutely not. They took governments covered by attorney-client and executive privilege, which is not allowed. They took my passports. They even brought a safecracker and successfully broke into my personal safe, which revealed nothing. So,
You know what he should have done? He should have put like an Anthony Fauci bobblehead in there just to fuck with them.
So it says here that, according to reports on Monday, Trump filed a lawsuit in the Southern District of Florida Court in West Palm Beach. The filing has asked the court to appoint a special master on the case. In addition, the filing also asked to conduct a review of the items seized by the FBI from his Mar-a-Lago home. This comes as the Biden DOJ is being ordered to update what it once redacted from its affidavit, leading to the raid by Thursday. Trump has insisted that the FBI's actions were politically motivated. I'm inclined to agree. Trump's lawsuit also requests that the government provides a receipt of all items seized from the Mar-a-Lago and to return those items back to his possession. More or less, I think, actually, it sounds very fair to me. I think that this is going to be actually not a very, big lawsuit. It's just going to be, it's going to be a tiny lawsuit. It's just going to go, yo, give me my shit back and tell me what shit you took. And then, what is the U.S. government going to do? Are they going to say no? No, they're going to have to comply. And that's it. That's what's going to happen. That's my prediction of what's going to happen.
especially with the attorney-client privilege stuff, because if they try and make this into some type of trial, I mean, like he explicitly says, like, so much stuff in there was like attorney-client privilege level shit. Like, they got documents from his lawyers that were confidential communications, like all types of. They were just grabbing shit willy-nilly. So, like, fruit from the poisonous tree doctrine is going to apply so much, especially with Trump's veritable army of lawyers that, of course, he's going to send in there. You know. This is not going to end well for anybody, and what the government, I think, will do is they'll just, as quietly as possible, like, the loudest part of this is just going to be Trump's mouth constantly making public statements like, oh, I got this back, I got that back. They were terrific people. They should never have broken in. They're horrible. It was a disgrace. They defiled the Mar-a-Lago, but they're terrific people. They're very cooperative at the end of the day. And the government is just going to be strangely quiet while Trump just prattles on, and the standard anti-Trumper Twitter mobs are just going to be like, Trump is a seething pit of corruption and destruction, but he must be stopped. And they're just going to keep doing that over and over and over again until the whole thing eventually burns down.
Here's the thing. I think that this is a great way to kick off a presidential campaign. It begins with the FBI raiding your house, and it ends up with you probably going back into the White House, which I don't think the FBI is allowed to raid. So I think this.
Well, I don't know with the fucking Congresswoman swatting. I don't know. We're getting dangerously close to like random swattings. Like that fucking Tim Pool squad is something else. Like Tim Pool is at like 12 fucking swattings now. Jeremy from the Court Rings at 4. They're getting the Congress people now, sitting politicians. Those motherfuckers know what they're doing.
Can you imagine if someone successfully swatted the White House? like the Secret Service agents have their guns drawn against the SWAT team with their guns drawn and just points at each other.
This is like a libertarian wet dream of the government literally destroying itself in real time.
Yeah,
like a Warring Factions video game.
It would be brilliant.
This is like if you roll a critical fail. Like if politics was a game of D&D and you roll a fucking 1, and it's like, okay, your leader gets swatted by his own military and police, I guess. Like a really shitty DM that doesn't like you, and he's just like, oh, you rolled a 1, I'm gonna really get you down, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. We'll see how this unfolds. I honestly, I think that if what the FBI was doing was politically motivated, then I think that they've shot themselves in the foot, because I think that this has just lent so much energy to the future Trump campaign, because now he has grievances. I mean, he already had grievances, but now he has fresh grievances that are in the news cycle. So
just imagine the fucking debates with Trump versus like even older, more senile, more Alzheimer's howdy doody level Biden. It's just gonna be a freaking it's gonna be an absolute political slaughterhouse. Like Trump is just gonna be constantly quipping him to death, like he did in the last debates. But it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna almost be sad to watch like Trump. It's basically gonna be like Trump with the God Emperor armor beating up a freaking senile diaper baby that is Joe Biden, and he's going to try and use his jetpack to escape the black hole sword, but he's not going to make it.
I am glad that you brought it up, Breaker, because this provides an excellent transition over to.
Oh God.
So I was watching this Warhammer video. This is from
oh God.
This is from Luton09. Let me see if I can. No, it'll. Well, anyway, it's from Luton09. That's LUETIN09, and the title of the video is "The Emperor of Mankind is a False God." And I was listening to this because I enjoy myself some Warhammer 40k lore. It's a fucking fun universe. It's just so great.
So terrific, so incredible. The most action-packed and fun of the fictional tabletop universes. You're going to absolutely love it. Make sure to buy my special model so you can paint my beautiful orange hair.
Right, yeah. No, it's a brilliant universe. It has some of the largest sci-fi concepts that exist. It has this massive like Lovecraftian horror element in the sci-fi. There's so many fucking things that are happening in this universe all at once. It's a fucking awesome universe. Anyway, point is, I was listening to this, and it's like, this video is basically like direct, just pure, unfiltered heresy of the Emperor of Mankind.
He's a horrible person. He needs to be locked up. But so terrible.
But here is the thing, right? I guess that there's a lot of reasons why maybe this particular theory doesn't make any sense, but I thought it was a really fucking cool idea. Full credit to Luton09 on this, but I wanted to geek out on this. So here's the thing, right? You have the four ruinous powers, right? The four chaos gods. You have Slaanesh, Nurgle, Tzeentch, and Khorne, right? There's the four ruinous powers. You got basically it's like the god of war, the god of decay, the god of infinite pleasure, and the god of scheming and planning. And they're ruinous. They're the evil chaos gods. And what the Emperor wants to do, his main motivation is to wipe out all of the chaos gods. He wants to kill the other chaos gods. That's what he wants. Now, here's the thing. There is a fifth chaos god that isn't talked about as much, but still exists. And the fifth chaos god here is Malice, right? Now, Malice, he does not seek power. All of the four other chaos gods, they seek power, and they're in this constant war with one another. And because they're constantly warring with one another, they're actually mostly too busy to be concerned with the world of mortals. But, sometimes they team up and do some shit, but it doesn't last very long because they're just way too busy fighting each other. But they're incredibly powerful. So, there's this fifth god, Malice, and he does not care for power. He wants oblivion. He wants to kill all of the chaos gods, and also probably everything else, and he wants to end everything. But he especially fucking hates the other four chaos gods. Now, the Emperor hates the chaos gods. Malice hates the chaos gods. What if the Emperor of Mankind is actually the physical embodiment of Malice? He's not the savior of mankind. He is the fifth chaos god that is trying to get the entirety of humanity, which spans the entire galaxy with like trillions and upon trillions of maybe like even like a quadrillion people, to go to war against the chaos god. And that is what the Emperor of Mankind is. He's Malice. Now, there is a reason why this doesn't make any sense. I will concede that this probably isn't true. For instance, there was an idea. I think it cropped up during the Horus Heresy that if you just killed all of humanity, then that would significantly weaken the Chaos Gods, and so maybe you could actually end up killing the Chaos Gods if you just killed humanity first. Now, the Emperor did not like that plan. He thought about it, but he didn't like it. Malice would have taken that plan in an instant. He would have been like, yeah, fuck it, let's sacrifice humanity. If I don't give a shit about humanity, let's kill the fucking Chaos Gods. The Emperor seemed to have not wanted to sacrifice humanity in order to kill the Chaos Gods. So I actually don't think that the Emperor of Mankind is Malice, but it's just such a fucking interesting idea. It's such a cool idea. Yeah.
Well, it does sound very heretical when you put it that way, I have to say.
Yeah. So
maybe I think that maybe you might be becoming corrupted by chaos.
ooh.
And I think I might have to, in the name of the Golden Throne, I might have to declare exterminatus against you.
Oh shit! Yeah, we got to get the Inquisitors in here. Get some. You know what? I would fuck with some Sisters of Silence. Those bitches kind of cute. Okay. Well, that was just me going on a small tirade about Warhammer 40K. We will move on from that. So, Elon Musk has been trying to buy Twitter, and the deal has had its ups and downs. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Who knows? But Elon Musk said that he didn't believe Twitter, because Twitter, I believe they said like 4% or less of the users on Twitter were bots. And Elon Musk was like, nah, I don't think that's true. I think he said it's probably more than 10%. Some people were saying, yeah, it's probably like 20%, honestly.
Funny thing about Twitter bots, I could tell you, I actually personally did this recently, because I was watching some videos about NFT scams and scam artists. And apparently for some reason, there's these Twitter bots that, if you type in, like, you can try this if you want on Twitter, like anyone with a Twitter account can try this. This usually takes about 30 minutes to an hour to kick in. But I actually did this. They said there's these bots that if you talk about losing your NFTs in a scam, these bots will suddenly pop up and say, it's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I lost money too in NFT scams. Well, soldier on. And they're like kind of like quasi-encouraging, but it's obviously a frickin' bot. So I actually did this recently. And within 30 minutes, all I typed was, I lost all of my NFTs and crypto in a scam, period. That was the whole tweet that I wrote out. I added hashtags about crypto and NFT. That's optional. You don't need to do that. But within 30 minutes, a freaking bot popped up and said, like, the stock bot script. And there was even fucking typos and shit in it. Like, whoever programmed this didn't really seem to give a shit.
Wow.
And I was just like, hey, I caught one of the NFPP bots. And I posted a screenshot of it on Twitter.
So I don't have a Twitter account, and I never have, and I never go on Twitter because I think early on I recognized it as being a cesspool that I didn't really want to have much to do with. But from everything that I've heard, it sounds like a god-awful platform. And if there are this many bots on it, like, at that point, doesn't it start to get a little bit creepy? Like, the fact that there are so many bots that are, like, responding to you and actively trying to manipulate you constantly. Like, this seems creepy. And I don't know, probably to some extent the result of Chinese propaganda from, yeah.
Possibility, I suppose. Well, most of the Chinese propaganda is on TikTok. Like, I'm not even being hyperbolic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Chinese TikTok, the one that they get, is literally all just state propaganda for the most part. It's like inspiring video of this citizen of the People's Republic, like with their family. Here is a grandmother of 80 years old with these family members on TikTok, helping her community with community service. Aren't these fine, upstanding, moral people on TikTok? Yes. Don't you agree, citizen? And on American TikTok, it's all like, shit, man. I was watching something yesterday, and that motherfucker had like this freaky ass haircut. I think he was like an alien or some shit, man.
So, it says here that a whistleblower complaint from Twitter's former security chief, alleging the company misled regulators about its privacy and security protections, and its ability to detect and root out fake accounts might play into Mr. Musk's hands in an upcoming trial scheduled for October 17th in Delaware. So, of course, it's in fucking Delaware. But
because it's incorporated in Delaware, like all fucking companies
like
are,
all
because
companies,
the tax shit.
yes.
Yeah. The Delaware Chancery Court. Chancery. Oh.
To be fair, as far as I know, Delaware has extremely good corporate litigation courts. I guess that's their specialty, and it makes sense that they would have good courts for resolving corporate legal disputes. But yeah, so basically, what the whistleblower said is that Twitter doesn't really even have the capacity to determine how many bots are on the site. So it's not like they knew how many bots were on the site and they were lowballing it. They don't know. And they're like, yeah, it's probably less than 4%, sure, but they have no idea.
Oh, I'm sure they have no idea. It's almost, there's times when I'm on Twitter, it's like, I'll tell you one thing, some of the bots, quote unquote, on Twitter are actually the corporations and advertisers themselves. Because do you think it's an actual human, like, tweeting out on Coca-Cola or Nintendo or whatever corporate conglomerate, like, every so often? It's like, hey, here is, like, a random ad with a slogan. Do you think they pay an actual human to do that, or some of that's automated?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll tell you another thing, like, these freaking corporations, like, if it's ever found out that it's like over 10% frickin' bots on Twitter, I think there's going to be some corporate lawyers knocking on the doors of some people that were working at Twitter that knew this, and they're going to be like, hey, we put, like Coca-Cola is one, we paid you like $1 million, and you told us this many human eyes would be interacting with our ads, and it was like 10% plus cookie clicker bots. We have a few words to share with you.
Yeah, that would not be a good day for Twitter management. That's for certain. Now, I guess that it is slightly interesting timing that this security exec happened to come out with these details about Twitter just a few months before the trial. Could be coincidence, could be that there's, I don't know, maybe he got a little bit of a push to come out and whistleblow. Who knows? Maybe he's just a good Samaritan, and he's like, hey, you know what Twitter is saying here is objectively wrong. It's fucked up, and I'll come out and say something. Who knows? But this gives Elon Musk, I guess, much better footing in dealing with this legal case. And I mean, if I were a betting man, I would say that he may still want to acquire Twitter. He just wants to do so at a cheaper evaluation, and this might allow him to drive the price down a little bit, which I don't care. I don't have any financial holdings in Twitter stock because I've never believed in the company whatsoever. So why would I ever, invest my money in it? Yeah.
I remember when we were talking about this a few months ago, and I specifically told you, like, not financial advice, by the way, from neither of us. Please consult a qualified professional before investing in anything or not investing in things. But, General Chief, me personally, I told you that it's probably not a good idea to invest in Twitter, which I think you were kind of joking and fucking around anyway, not being serious. But I was like, I certainly wouldn't invest in that. And me personally, speaking only for myself, this type of shit is one of the many reasons why I was like, yeah, that's a bad idea.
I see that you sent me an image breaker. Do you want me to pull this up for the show?
Yeah, you can if you want. That's basically tastefully redacted by Twitter identity, but yeah, that's my capturing of the NFT bot. As you can see, that's literally all I typed. Because I lost all of my NFTs.
Lost all my NFTs and crypto in a scam. I can relate
Period.
to this because I was once a victim of NFT theft. Lost close to 135k worth of NFT ETH. And to be honest, I got depressed. After a long week of sadness, I was able to retrieve all my stolen NFTs and assets with the help of Cameo Haksuni on Instagram. Reach out for luck. Reach out for help. Good luck. So that's an advertisement.
Yeah, and that's not a actual human either.
Are you telling me that Christine is not an actual human? But Christine seems like such a chill lady.
Yeah, that avatar is one of those AI-generated meta-human faces. It's not even a real human.
Very interesting. Yeah, I'm sure that if you do a reverse image search on that, you'll just come up with stock photos. Man, that's fucking creepy. Twitter is a creepy place. For a lot of reasons. The bots trying to manipulate you, the blatant authoritarian, almost Orwellian censorship, the weird lefty propaganda about how it is that your children should undergo a sex change operation in order to become their true fur selves. It's too much. It's too much weirdness. It's almost like Slanesh herself or his self, themself, created a website. That's what it feels like.
I think you mean Zer self, like Slanesh is specifically like transcendental gender. So there's like their Zer's true pronouns are an ineffable Lovecraftian incantation that no mortal being can ever utter, but you have to like at least make an effort.
Yeah, I guess technically it wouldn't just be Slanesh. It'd be if Slanesh and Zinch teamed up, because it's like the weird degenerate shit, but it's also like all this like weird like scheming and manipulation shit. It's like if they both like teamed up to create a website. That's what Twitter feels like to me. And I think I've just always kind of had that impression, which is why I've never gotten a Twitter account.
Well, you're not really missing anything, to be perfectly honest with you. It's mostly just garbage. Well, you are missing these like wonderful images from our commander-in-chief. Yeah, that's one thing you might be missing on Twitter, but you know, they can't all be winners like Joe Biden.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing with TikTok, right? I look at TikTok, like my girlfriend has a TikTok, and sometimes she like sends me TikToks. It's mostly, I don't know, videos of cats, which I like. You know, I like looking at cats. Cats are cute. I like cats. But there's just I have like a sense about this platform, and I'm like, I don't like it. It seems manipulative. There's a thing about it that is actively trying to manipulate you, and you can sense it, and I fucking hate it.
No, fucking TikTok is just a black hole of propagandistic crap. It's just a garbage pit for the destruction and corruption of the minds of the American youth and the Western youth in general. It's just bad. I think a long time ago, I might have downloaded the TikTok app and didn't make an account because Vine got like, I don't know why Vine died. Like, Vine died, but then TikTok comes along, is like totally successful and like this multi-billion-dollar enterprise, but Vine, that was run by Twitter, wasn't. I've always wondered about that. It's almost as though this type of stuff might be astroturfed by Chinese corporate interests and by extension Chinese governmental interests, because all Chinese corporations are merely proxy entities of the government. It's almost as though there was a bit more money behind TikTok than Vine. But anyway, I downloaded the app and I was going to make an account, but then I watched Mudahar's video on some ordinary gamers. And he was like, TikTok is bad news. It steals your data. Like, TikTok literally, because Mudahar on some ordinary gamers channel, if you look this up, he did like a deep dive with some of his computer savvy hacker buddies. And they decompiled TikTok, and it's actually has a compression zipped file sender that if you have TikTok installed on a mobile device, no matter what you type in any search bar on the entirety of your mobile device, even if it's not in the TikTok app, like every 3 words, it compresses into a zip file and sends to a third party. Like explicitly in the code of the TikTok app. Any search bar on your mobile device that you type anything into, every 3 words is getting compressed and uploaded somewhere, quote unquote.
Right, yeah. Yeah, TikTok is creepy. Fuck that. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They don't have to be profitable. They're something that the communist the Chinese Communist Party pays for free, so that you as an American citizen can just use that shit for free, and it's highly entertaining. And the CCP is footing the bill, I guess, just purely for your benefit, because we all know that the CCP is super generous and super nice, and they just want to provide entertainment to the American citizens. I mean, come on, what's the big deal?
Like I was talking about before, their version of TikTok is just all wholesome government Politburo approved propaganda of 80-year-old grandmothers doing community service, and very wholesome family-oriented, community-based videos that is not Nick Fuentes-esque catboy degeneracy.
Well, the other thing though is that see, I've been a user of the social media app Discord for fucking years now. I think I joined up in like 2016, like early 2016, I believe, or actually it might have even been like late 2015. I forget, but I like Discord. I think it's a fantastic social media platform, I guess. It's not really traditional social media, but you know, it's a form of media and it has socialization. So sure, whatever. It's a social media, and I like Discord. I think it's fucking rad. However, the CCP also seems to have their sticky little fingers in this one as well, and that makes me nervous. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, you remember that video I sent you from Moon about how Discord is quote unquote evil? It's like, that's all these freaking all these freaking big tech companies start out as like non-profitable, and then they find the model where they can sell the data.
I sent you that video. You didn't send me that video. I sent you that video.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that video, but I had already watched it before you sent it to me, so I already knew that. But anyway, yeah, like all these... You see, Facebook and, to a lesser extent, Twitter were kind of like... They were kind of like ground floor on this shit. You remember MySpace and Friendster and all those companies and how they were totally not profitable at all, and they went belly up for the most part? Like, even, like, what was that other one? Tumblr was another one, and they went belly up the second they banned porn, which is like the worst thing they could have fucking done. And
dude, that was a fucking travesty, because here's the thing. I myself was using Tumblr as a porn site. And when they removed that, I was like, fuck, it had, like, that was a great place for porn. It was one of the best places on the internet for porn, and they just got rid of it? What the fuck? And then, of course, now they're no longer relevant. They're basically dead. Why did they choose to remove porn? What the fuck? Did they think that that they had to get like more advertisers. I mean, look, like 80% of the users on Tumblr didn't really give a shit about all the at the time it was SJW nonsense. It was for porn. It was a great place.
I think one of the main reasons was something. Well, they didn't have Twitter money and influence to be able to do this, and investors, so that's probably one of the reasons. But like Twitter can sweep a lot of things under the rug, like we were talking about before the show, with their fucking improprieties in regards to that shit. Which I imagine if and when Elon Musk gets his fingers into it, it is going to be a biblical fucking throwdown of the amount of shit that he's going to find in those DMs to all those different people at different places. But one of the things about Tumblr was it didn't have enough backing and influence to weather the storm of... Like, you and I both know, out of the types of adult materials, you might not have been able to easily find them or see them readily, but DMs existed on Tumblr, so you could imagine the type of totally improper and illegal materials in that domain that might have been shared between people in certain, like, DMs and private groups and things like that. So, which, you know, I would speculate also occurs on... Well, as a matter of fact, I know it happens on Facebook because they have, like, moderators constantly talking about it. But Twitter has the backing and influence to, like, sweep that shit under the rug, which we both know is happening.
You know, okay, so here's the thing that I don't believe that anyone is... I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this, but I think it's true, because I noticed it, right? Now, look, sometimes I will go onto a porn site. Sometimes I will, okay? Does that make me a degenerate? Perhaps, all right? Fine. If I'm a degenerate, I accept that, but sometimes I will go onto porn sites. And
we've said the word porn enough times where this video is going to be delisted, so don't worry, no one's going to see it.
Fair enough. But, so I know what's on Pornhub, I know what's on, like, well, what's another one, like X Hamster or whatever. There's a few of these sites, right? And maybe like 2 years ago or something, somewhere like around that area, I noticed that there was a massive purge of like videos, like a lot of the like the amateur stuff. It just fucking disappeared. And you had a whole bunch of, like, more, like, professional porn stars, like, doing their thing, but it was, like, very, like, porn industry, right? Like, personally speaking, when it comes to the porn that I watch, I prefer the, some random fucking chick, just, doing her thing in front of the camera, not some sort of, like, a paid porn star, who is moaning at the very calculated times that only an actress can understand. I don't like the fakeness, I should say, of the actual actress who is just acting like.
Oh, you mean you don't like that special type of, like, Asian flavored pornography where the actress, quote unquote, is literally screaming and wailing like a banshee to such high pitches that dogs shit from miles away are screaming in pain and windows are shattering around her.
Okay, that's the weirdest shit. Okay, because here's the thing, right? I have fucked a few women in my day, and just about every time that I'm fucking a woman and she makes some sort of vocalization, it's usually like a or so, like I can't I don't have the right voice for it, but it's a lower kind of like moan, right? Whereas when it comes specifically to some of these like when it comes to like some of the Japanese stuff, it's always a and it's weird. It's weird. Like no fucking woman actually makes sounds. That's bizarre. What? No, I've never fucked a woman in my entire life that went like that's why who is this?
I mean, motherfucker, I've seen videos where I have to start scratching my head. Like, did I click on like a Yoko Ono improv session by mistake?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing. The Japanese have always been kind of weird when it comes to what gets their rocks off. That's just that's facts.
Well, considering like the Pornhub shit specifically, the amateur shit was mostly because, it used to be more like porn YouTube, ergo Pornhub.
Yeah, that was the good old days, man. And they got rid of it. And they made it.
But you see, if anyone could just upload shit, like YouTube but pornographic, who's checking the IDs?
I mean, I don't know. The thing.
The thing. It's like, just like the images we're seeing right now, it's like Joe Biden clearly, in that bottom right-hand corner, he clearly wasn't concerned with IDs.
No, perhaps not. Well,
actually, he's sniffing the hair, so he's feeding upon the essence, and he can detect the age, the appropriate legal age. That's why it's like, he had to really get in there to make absolutely sure. That's why he's like holding the head firmly and sniffing at the same time. So he's got to really make sure that this is kosher.
I mean, yeah, I guess you raise a good point, Breaker. Yeah, I guess who would be checking the ideas? I didn't even think.
And she's also Asian in the Biden picture there. So you see, it's like what goes around comes around. We've come full circle.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. There's that, and maybe we can move into the final segment.
Oh no! Do we have to?
I mean, I think it'll be fun. So, Breaker and I, we were talking. We were like, hey, we should like review. I don't know, some. We went through a little bit of the Sam Harris thing last week. I was like, maybe we can go through someone's video. And Breaker here, he was like, yo, I'm a big fan of Vaush. Like, I look up to him. His ideas are really fucking solid. Breaker fucking loves this guy. And I was like, oh, who's this guy? I don't know him. And Breaker was like, yo, this guy's fucking brilliant. He's the best. I was like, okay, all right, but we'll listen to what he has to say. So yeah, we're gonna listen to Vaush. Vaush. However the fuck you pronounce it. This guy is he's a commie. The video is entitled "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing," and we're gonna give it a little listen, and we're gonna maybe comment on it and see what we think.
Yeah, I don't know the context of this. This is just like a random fucking selection. I have no idea what's about. I think from our preliminary examination, what little of this we did watch, I think it's like some type of conservatives playing a joke, like a satirical political satire about communism. And I think what we're going to see is a communist critiquing a communist satire by conservatives. That's my initial thoughts of what this possibly could be, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so it might be something completely different.
It could be. Yeah, we got about 10 seconds in, and then we said, all right, we'll cut it there. So we have no idea what we're about to watch, but this was this is from August 7th, 2022. The title of the video is "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing" from Vaush, and we'll just watch it. And like I said, Vaush is kind of like a hero of Breaker, so I'm actually expecting really good things, but we shall see. So let's begin.
Here we go. So we have a communist flag and an American flag bearer coming up to the podium while communist-themed music plays in the background.
You know, when I think of two flags that go really well together, I always think the American flag and the communist flag. They're beautiful together.
And we have, in the bottom right corner, we have Vaush saluting. I don't know which flag he is saluting. I would imagine the communist one.
Yeah, probably.
while the song of his people plays.
Is
He's overcome with jubilation. He's laughing. He's crying and laughing with jubilation. He's just so elated by this.
I think
It's-
we could have
it's
cut
so
the
good.
song down a bit, or maybe had them march up.
whoa.
Maybe had them march up a little further. Oh god, they're staying up there. Oh my god, we're halfway into the video. Oh no.
Oh shit, dude, they're playing the
Now it's the American anthem.
the fucking national anthem.
Oh
Why?
my god. Dude,
We have a communist and an
Democracies
American,
ever held hands
so we got to
together.
play both. Okay, so apparently this is someone Vaush disagrees with.
Woo!
What the? Is that that's the Chinese flag? Why?
So we have the Chinese, the Russian Z, and a flag in Cyrillic.
This makes no sense. None of this makes any sense to me. Why is there a Z? I don't know what the Z means in the center.
The Z is like a Russian battalion.
Okay,
I
great.
think this is a satire that we're viewing here. I don't know what the one on the right is. I'm not that politically savvy.
I hope this is a satire. If it's a satire, this is brilliant. I love it.
How do they all have the same face shape?
Okay,
Wait,
well-
is this a new type of phrenology? All of them have square faces. Is this the, like, red fash?
Vaush,
phrenology?
right into
That's
phrenology.
crazy. Wait, no, seriously, look. They all have really strong lower jaws.
That's true, actually.
Oh! They're all tank sh-
Do you
Oh,
need
God
1,000
fucking
heads
hell.
Or just one?
Fucking ants, go away. No one likes
Oh,
you.
tank shaped. It's strong, like tank. Because they both do. That's awesome.
No more raids! No more raids!
Who's that? Who's that guy?
No more raids! No more raids!
We are proud to
I
have
don't know who that guy is.
organization here today to show that we are not afraid. We
The
are not
mic is over there.
intimidated, and
Okay.
We offer nothing but unequivocal full support and solidarity to them while they're under attack. Please stand up.
Is this like a
These are the
college thing? I don't
Uhuru
even know what the
guys,
fuck is
I think.
happening.
These are the insane
Uhuru.
cultists who got notoriety
God.
by calling Anne Frank a Karen.
Oh god, it's fucking oh god, it's fucking Black Hitler. It's fucking Black Hitler.
Calling it Frank a Karen.
Yeah, he did that. That's Black Hitler. That's Gazi Kozo's crew.
I mean... Frank was a
Okay, for
Karen.
anyone who doesn't know, Gazi Kodzo is like a I don't even know what the fuck you call him at this point. He's basically like an African national socialist. And he's also one of those like we was Kangs and we were the real Jews, black people that doesn't have a lot of good things to say about the Jews. To put it very mildly.
Oh, like the...
That's why he's known as Black Hitler.
the,
in case you weren't aware.
Oh, so he's associated with the black Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, I know. He's so hard to fucking pin down. He's also gay, but he doesn't refer to it as gay because gay is like toxic whiteness. So he refers to himself as like SGI, same gender interested.
The fuck?
It's
How is
very
that not
bizarre.
just gay?
Well, gay. You see, gay is an invention of the white bourgeoisie.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
so much sense. Yeah.
That level, yeah. That's what. This is where we're going, I guess. So this is like Vaush. I was right with my first thing. This is Vaush criticizing an even more extreme form of communism that even he finds laughably objectionable. But we're going to find out exactly why he disagrees with this. This is like communism inception. It's like we're critiquing a communist critique of even more hardcore communists.
Well, so far I hate everyone. So yeah, let's keep watching.
Quitter. It's the caliber of political activism we're dealing with.
It is indeed Vaush. It is indeed. So we're going to actually agree with Vaush on some stuff, probably.
So in fact, what we witnessed earlier was not a satire. It was
that was
real life.
This is fucking that was fucking legit.
I that was real life. Okay, all right, that's the world that we live in.
Welcome to Clown World.
Are these the guys whose leader was arrested for having dead bodies in his compound? Yep, that was like 2 weeks ago. Also, just one dead body.
Oh,
To my
With just
knowledge.
one dead body, don't worry about it.
that got dark.
Yeah.
Labeling black revolutionaries and civil rights activists as agents of Russia.
Oh, really quickly, because I am enjoying this, but I want to point out, we recently just passed 6,000 people signed up for the glorious Vaushite Autism World Tour Canvassing Initiative. So that's roughly, I don't know, 100 times
I
how
don't
many
care about
people are
this.
probably in that room. 1, 2... Well, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Thank God.
Is one of the dirtiest tricks of the U.S. deep state. They called Martin Luther King Jr. a Soviet agent. They called the Nation of Islam foreign agents. We are here today to say that black people have the right to organize, fight for their rights, however they choose, and that the U.S. government has no right to call them Russian agents.
Okay, look, the deep state is an issue. Yeah, 100%. I'm on board with that guy on the first point, but he said that the blacks have the right to fight for their rights however they choose. However,
Yes. Yes.
just however, like,
Yes.
just.
Oh, yes, he does mean that, too. The thing we can't say on YouTube, yes, he includes that.
Well, that would include like just blatant and open political violence and terrorism, if that's what they so choose.
Oh, you mean like Black Lives Matter?
Not however you choose. No, it should never be however you choose. That's insane. What the?
Well, these
fuck?
are communists after all. Like revolution is kind of their thing. So I mean, is this unusual?
By any means necessary, right? Like,
That's BAM. That's also an organization. Yeah.
look, you know, at the end of the day, we need to get our human rights, and if that means denying the human rights of many other people, by any means necessary, you know.
Well, you see, it's not in many other people. It's specifically white people, which is dubious if those could even be considered people. I mean, come on, they're white. We can say that. We can say that on YouTube perfectly fine. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just go with it. Just go with it.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how this turns out.
Agents or repress them in any way. The FBI raids must now stop. Must stop unequivocally now. Stop the raids.
Stop the raids. Fuck yeah.
There is something resoundingly pathetic about getting up on stage to say the FBI has to stop investigating our people. Like, okay. I hope they see this, King. Are they being raided? Well, there was someone just died on their compound, and they keep doing like shit. So, yeah, probably.
So we're actually agreeing with Vaush,
A little bit.
I guess.
This feels dirty.
Thank you for having me. My name is Columbayi Antoinette, and how I always start any speech that I ever do is with a chant. So I want to teach you, or maybe you already know it.
Oh no.
Join in.
Breaker, do you want to join in on this chant? I feel like I want to.
I have a couple of guesses of what this is going to be, and I don't know if you want to ever be recorded saying it.
Well, okay. Let's. I'm willing to join in if it's appropriate. Let's hear her out.
Because this is just the meditation of my heart, even coming here, and why it would never be any kind of retreat. We would never surrender. We would never come.
Oh, fuck!
God damn it! You son of a fucking bitch!
Dude, I gotta-
Fucking Vaush!
Fury Road.
This is like why fucking grift is like a left-wing thing.
I'm gonna fix this. I know how to fix this. I know how to like actually get ads out. This is just me being a fucking grug-brained neo-Luddite that I don't understand technology good enough to
Just-
do this appropriately.
just-
I will fix this. I know how to fix it.
Remember the fucking timestamp if you got to do shit.
No. I'll just it's whatever. But I'll fix it for next time. I know how to fix it.
Okay.
The song of my people.
Fist up, right, fight back. Fist up, fight back. Fist up,
Wait, what
fight
is she saying?
back.
I can't
Fist
hear.
Up,
What is she
fight.
saying? Oh, fist up. Gotcha.
Fist up.
Wait, that's it? That's seems kind of weak. Oh yeah, Tara Reid showed up. This is the person who threw the false allegations at Biden during the primaries. She's receiving the International Truth and Solidarity Award.
Man, it's a fucking true thing that the left eats its own, huh? They just auto cannibalism all the time.
Well, this clearly explains why Vaush is so. One of the many reasons why Vaush is against these people is because he's riding with Biden. So anyone that falsely accuses Joe Biden of things, they're like shit in his book. But Trump totally had those hookers piss in Obama's bed.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I never follow Vaush. I don't listen to him. I know he's like a communist, but I don't know very much else about him. Now I know that you're
He's like a huge Biden supporter. I know that.
Well, I know that you're like a massive fan of his, so I trust you when you say this. So he's like he likes Biden. He's like, yeah, let's go Biden.
Yeah, anyone that attacks Biden, he's gonna fight back. He's gonna criticize them on the internet. So
okay, but
you don't have to worry about it.
The thing is that as much as I hate both the communists and Biden, the commies they on paper they should not like Biden. He's just a complete neoliberal shill.
Oh, these commies don't. They're against FBI raids and they're against calling people Russian agents. So these are the commies that Vaush is criticizing right now are the real fucking real communists, not just the internet LARP communists. These are totally legit fucking communists.
So what we have is, see, this is very interesting, right? Because Vaush, he's making fun of the communists, and then I'm like, oh, I agree, the communists are cringy, ha ha ha, and so I agree with that. But then the actual communists are like, yo, Joe Biden is a neoliberal shill, and then I'm like, actually, I agree with that, and I disagree with Vaush. So
I'm gonna tell you, this is commie inception. We don't know what to fucking do.
But there are things that I agree with here, and then there's also a lot of shit that I think is just retarded that I very much disagree with. But there are some points that I'm agreeing with here. This is a great video. I'm glad that we're watching this.
Can you believe this woman on the stage right here was mainstream news for weeks and months during the primaries?
I don't know what pub you have, Vaush. She's stunning and brave.
The International Solidarity and Truth Award. This is the Center for Political Innovations Award.
Well, hold on. All right, you do have to believe all womans, right?
Well, obviously, yes. That you raise a very good point. It's yeah, it seems that Vaush is a little bit too critical of this strong, independent, healthy at any size female here.
Yeah.
Yes, that is her preferred gender pronoun. I shouldn't assume. I mean, they.
I just right off the bat, I can see this individual person. She is presenting as a woman, and therefore I feel compelled to believe her, no matter what the claim. I mean, that just it follows.
As you should. As Vaush also should. That's there's another thing we agree. We disagreeing on Vaush here. I don't know.
For actions in defense of international truth and solidarity in the pursuit of peace and justice.
And we like all those things too.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't know.
We believe her. We believe her. We believe her.
Whoa! Don't show the. Hey, whoa! Don't show the back of the conference room. Don't show the back of the fucking Hotel Marriott conference room that you couldn't fill. Holy shit! This is, and this is like the maximum number of people because Tara Reid was international news, was like mainstream news for a long time. Like they probably have everyone out here.
Tara! We believe Tara! We believe Tara!
Okay, so obviously this conference room, it's mostly empty. There's like maybe like 50 people in the room, but
Wait a minute. If she was like mainstream news, shouldn't Vouch be? I mean, the mainstream news is like a bastion of truth and light, especially when they're criticizing Trump. I mean, why is Vouch disagreeing with the mainstream news?
no, it's only when the mainstream news criticizes Trump that they're correct. When they if they do anything else, then that's when they become questionable again.
I see.
No, like it's cool, right? Because I remember being on the left, and it's like, yo, like, don't trust the media. I remember that. Vouch has adapted don't trust the media to, like, don't trust the media unless they're talking naughty things about Trump, in which case, yeah, trust them.
I see. My mistake.
But here's the thing, right? Vosh here, Vosh. I keep switching it around. I don't know what to call him, but
Vouch!
but look, it doesn't matter how many people are in the room. If they have a good point, it shouldn't matter how many people are in the room. I think that this was an ad hominem attack by Vouch on, I think, otherwise clearly reasonable people.
Obviously. He's probably also racist because, there's like a black empowerment movement here. So, like, he's clearly, like surrounded by his white privilege and filled with, like, toxic whiteness, like spewing all over this video. So
right, yeah, like I think that Vosh is kind of like a white communist, and he maybe he just doesn't like the black communist movement. I mean I can't say for certain, but I'm getting that impression. Let's keep going.
You mean a white neckbeard is racist? Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather.
We believe Tara! We believe
Probably
Tara!
40 or 50, maybe 60 people.
We believe Tara!
You know what? I said 50, and he said 40, 50, or 60. Me and Vosh, we're on the same fucking page when it comes to estimating crowd size. Like, we are.
I guess
we are in
another
sync.
point of agreement.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
We believe Tara! We believe Tara! We believe Tara!
It's deeply awkward for her, I think. So just to clarify, the Tara Reid accusations were total bullshit? No, the accusations that she held for decades, which was that Joe Biden was creepy with her, are almost certainly true. The accusation that she randomly produced right as he ran for the primaries about him sexually assaulting her, that every single piece of empirical evidence she provided flopped, and she changed the story like 8 times, and all the people who previously backed her up stopped backing her up, and then she started like shilling for RT. That probably wasn't true. Not God. I'm not on.
I'm curious if Vosh had the same critical analysis when it came to the Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and who was the lady that was accusing him of sexual assault like 35 years after the case? What was the name of that woman again?
I don't know if I remember. I think there were several people actually.
No, there was like one main one. Fuck, it's not coming to mind at the moment. God, I'm retarded. But yeah, I'm sure that Vosh.
Clearly, that was like a conservative justice, so Vouch had every reason to criticize and to stand in solidarity with those women's accusations. But, this particular woman is like, you see, Vouch even said, like, Biden probably was creepy with her, but, I'm not saying anything else. Clearly the sexual impropriety, like the full blast, like sexual impropriety, that's a bridge too far. I can believe that Biden is creepy, but, this level, I can't get on board with this. This is one time where I'm going to have to disagree with the woman. And this is where I think Vouch is actually wrong because, believing all women is a staple of intersectional feminism and intersexual feminism because, I support trans rights.
It was Christine Blasey Ford was the main accuser of Brett Kavanaugh. And look, like I said, I don't know much about Vosh, but I'm sure that Vosh had large questions about Christine Blasey Ford when she was accusing Brett Kavanaugh. I'm sure that Vosh was like completely fair.
Christine Blasey Ford, more like Christian Blasey Fraud.
Zinger. I'm sure that Vosh used exactly the same level of intellectual query when it came to both of these instances. I'm sure that he's completely fair-minded, and that he's not gonna do a thing where it's rules for me but not for thee sort of. I'm sure he wouldn't do that. Let's keep
He would never do that.
Nescient, but man, that was some wacky shit. Poor lady. Don't poor lady. She's literally a Russian op. She does like
what?
Editorial work, I think, for RT, or like she pushes that line pretty hard. Yeah, she's really bad.
Oh, I see now. This is like a Russian bot. This isn't an actual woman.
I've said she lied about that for years. That's not new.
I'm sorry, but I mean, for the longest time, the Russians were like the OG commies. I think that, honestly, I think that Vosh should respect any undue influence that the Russians have over American politics, right?
Well, you see, it's Vladimir Putin's incestuous homosexual relationship with Donald Trump that he actually has the problem with. So it's Putin is the problem. Like before Putin, like in the Gorbachev days, it was fine when it was communism, but now it's like Putin is basically like Slavic Terminator, and he's created this bot army, including apparently this quasi-human entity that we're now viewing that practically subhumans. Like she's writing for Russia Today. I mean, this is clearly an avatar of pure evil if I've ever seen one. I understand now why Vaush is disagreeing so strongly.
I mean, goddamn it, the man makes sense.
Her accusations were incredibly uncredible. You know?
We love you, Cora!
Woo!
Thank you so much. I feel warmth and connection with community, and it reminds me of when I was a child with my mom with the Progressive Labor Party and the Committee Against Racism. I love the unity, and I am with you. I wanted to dedicate this to the Uhuru movement. I want to dedicate this to them.
Uhuru.
Okay, so that's being dedicated to the Black Hebrew Israelites, I guess. But
the Uhuru movement specifically.
The Uhuru movement. I mean, I don't know why there's two white guys in the Uhuru movement, honestly. Like, I see this guy, like, there's, like, these two white guys. There's the guy with the black cap, and there's the other white guy with the green bandana.
I mean, you've been to college. You know those, like, weird, skinny / neck bearded and morbidly obese, I mean, healthy entity-sized white guys that are sometimes hanging out with those black guys wearing dashikis and shit. You know, you've seen this before. You've been to college.
You know, here's the thing, right? Like, people talk about how, like, sometimes, you know, like, a black person is, like, the token, right? Like, the only reason why it is that they're, like, hired at a company is to be the token black guy or whatever. But actually, it can work with any race. Like, I think that, you know, maybe sometimes the Black Hebrew Israelites, they just bring a white guy on board, not because
here's the thing,
but he's the token white guy.
It's a bit more in-depth than that, you see. You don't understand the finer points of the Uhuru movement, you see. You can look this up if you want to later, but the Uhuru movement, you see, these white guys, I know how they got in there. Like, Ghazi Kodzo himself used to go out and do this, and he would say to, like, random white people in the street, "You owe me reparations." And the white people that he ran into would have to get this, like, monologue about why they owe him personally reparations. And all they would have to do is, like, literally hand him money on camera as part of his reparations, and they get to join the club. So they literally paid to be there. He's not paying them. They're paying for the privilege of being represented in the Uhuru movement as white people who understand the error of their ways and have paid Ghazi Kodzo reparations for slavery.
Oh, so it's kind of like the Catholic Church, right? Like you say 7 Hail Marys and donate $120, and God has forgiven you. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That's actually that's biblical.
Exactly.
This dude's just on his phone. He's like, yeah, okay.
Dedicate this to the investigative reporters right now in Donbass that are facing Patrick Lancaster, Ava Bartlett, right?
Oh, that's Julian Assange. Wait. Are the commies actually in favor of Julian Assange, like, being repatriated and not hung in the process? I support the commies on this one. Like, if there's one thing that I can agree with the commies on, it's that Julian Assange should be no,
you see, like, the real commies don't like neoliberals because they see neoliberals as a bourgeoisie artifice of, like, capitalist control and commodification of the world and its citizens. So, like, anything that strikes a blow against, whether it's a neoliberal government or a conservative Bushite government, it doesn't matter. It's like, if you're, like, rebelling against the government, as technically Julian Assange did by releasing the WikiLeaks and stuff, you're all good in, like, the real communist books. You see, Vaush is a bit more of a neoliberal, and he actually supports, like, Joe Biden and writing with Biden, and he supports the left-wing neoliberal government. So he's not a real communist. He's criticizing the real communists, you see.
See, I actually hear the strangest thing is that I walked into this thinking that I would disagree with Vaush a bit, but we would both be making fun of the super crazy communists, and now I'm like, you know what? Shit, like, the actual commies, maybe they have a bit of a point. Like, I also think that Julian Assange should be able to continue his WikiLeaks stuff, and all right.
You could leak a lot of stuff about Biden, so.
That's the thing. It's like meth or heroin. Neoliberalism, not even once.
There you go.
We're putting your lives and your livelihoods on the line to tell the truth. So while I'm here, safe in this building with you, right now they're running from bombs and trying to get us the truth, and we've got to keep lifting them up. So.
Motherfucker.
God damn it! Son of a fucking bitch. Fuck you, Dragon Ball.
Go get that mole checked.
No,
What
don't
the-
get that mole checked.
I will fix this. I will fix this next.
We gotta talk over this commercial.
Thank
Fuck you.
And solidarity.
That's not medical advice. Please consult a physician about your moles. That was a joke.
Thank you for that dynamic presentation.
Hell yeah. Why does Moppin look so uncomfortable? He's just naturally very uncharismatic.
That's true.
It's one of the reasons why is she pro-Russian in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I mean, she literally just shouted out favorably Patrick Lancaster in the Donbass. So fully 100%. Anyway, Caleb Maupin is like inherently funny because he's not smart or charismatic enough to really do his job right. Like, he's been doing this. He's been such an aggressive bootlicking shill for the Russian government for over a decade, and he's still trudging along with like a couple tens of thousands of Twitter followers, retweeting anything and everything he can get his grubby hands on. He just kind of sucks.
You know what? Honestly, that seems like another ad hominem attack. I mean, yeah, is the guy a little bit awkward at public speaking? Sure, but you know what? I don't know. I think maybe the guy has some good points. I think that Vaush he's going at him with a whole bunch of ad hominem attacks, and you know what? I don't appreciate it. I'm not going to stand here and say that Vaush looks like a fat neckbeard who is a Reddit moderator. I'm not going to stand here and say that because that would be an ad hominem attack against Vaush. And it's not necessary, okay? I would rather critique his words as opposed to, some personal attacks.
Yeah, far be it from me to criticize his copious consumption of Soylent Green. Soylent soy products. He's perfectly fine. We don't need to stick to that level. That's Fauci's job.
Exactly.
at what he does, and it makes him funny. So he's always going to be like a good little cow for this stream, you know? Did Malpin dye his hair? No, I think he's normally a redhead. Oh yeah, here was the trailer. Hold on. This is the trailer for the event.
This is a pretty epic trailer, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, wait, I have an idea.
Oh no. Are you gonna bring up the actual fucking trailer?
Okay, wait. I have an idea. Okay, just stick with me on this one.
Oh God. Oh no. You wouldn't. Whatever you bring up is probably gonna have a fucking commercial in it.
Okay, just follow me on this one. Okay, this is like big brain AF. Okay.
I would certainly hope so, because there's a lot of dead air in this podcast.
Hold on. Just give me a second.
I gotta feel this dead air, so you know, Vouch is like.
Just hold on. Just wait. Just wait for it. Just wait. Just hold on a second. Wait, hold on. I got it. Okay, just wait for it. Okay, I did the best that I could. In a limited amount of time. I know, like, see, because it's CPI Chicago, so I added a little thing there, and now it's CPP Chicago. Right?
You do realize that I can't see that.
All right. No, you're right. You can't see that, but you know what? The stream can. So, okay. So, whatever. All right. We'll just move on.
This elevator music. Yeah. Oh, is that Vouch? Is that Vouch? That's gotta be Vouch.
Oh my gosh!
Definitely
What?
Vouch.
What the hell is he doing?
It's like the different timelines.
What?
Why is he
What
glowing?
the fuck was that?
This looks so weird.
This is a dope trailer. I gotta say, like, this is actually a very well produced. Bro, unite against the Imperialists. Like, honestly, I agree. I am also anti-imperialist.
So, just the picture over stock footage? How does anyone see this?
Motherfucker, you're a Brit
the tweet is like
tuber.
67 likes, so probably not that many people, right? You got to feel bad for them because they're kind of running on a low budget. Because like RT has literally pulled out of America.
Well, all right. I think that that was enough of that video. Interesting. I coming away from that, I'm not sure who to support or who to hate. I don't think that I like the very, very far left Communist Party, but they made some good points. I don't think that I like Vosh, but he made like one or two decent points, I guess. Overall, I would give that a 4 out of 10.
You know, at this point, I probably agree with you. But you know what is a 10 out of 10? It's just how presidential Joe Biden looks in all these various images.
A true line of a man.
Especially that one in the bottom left where she's clearly very uncomfortable by this, but Joe Biden's just like, no, you ain't going nowhere. I like my presidents to be very assertive, especially with women. So that's why I was a big fan of Clinton.
Well, look. You want your leaders to have a decent amount of testosterone. You know, that's a good way for a leader to express their testosterone levels. Joe Biden's is clearly over 9,000. But all right. So with that, we've had some laughs. We've had some love during this show, and the most important thing is the friends that we made along the way. So I appreciate everyone for listening. If you made it this far, we absolutely fucking appreciate you the most. Remember to like and subscribe if you can. It helps us out if you like the content that we're doing. Breaker?
The next time I talk to Super Mario, and you know who you are, I'm looking forward to hearing your stuttering rebuttal of the copious amounts of the mention of the word porn that we brought up, and that's going to be a very fun conversation. It might even happen on screen for all we know, but probably not. But I know you're listening this far, and it's going to be a very interesting conversation that we have later.
Well, all right. With that, peace out, everyone.